Did that help him by you being there emotionally?
I wouldn't say yes because I was pretty much the only person there for him. He had no friends, and I think his family, they kind of, I guess I just dealt with them for too long to put in as much effort, I think.
And did it help him that you were there emotionally? You're encouraging
hmm
him to be weak. And then when he's weak, you hate him for being weak.
Yeah, and so I actually think that's very spot on. Um,
Jessica, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Jessica.
Perfect. Well, hi. I just had a couple of questions.
Uh-huh.
So if I'm kind of out of breath, I was walking. But I wanted to ask, how do you feel, not just as a man, but as a pastor, about men who are in long-term relationships with porn addictions?
Stay close to your phone.
Men in long-term relationships with porn addictions.
And what's a long-term relationship?
Anywhere from 2 to forever.
You mean they're married?
No,
They're just living together?
no.
They're just dating?
Seriously, yes.
Uh, the reason they're doing it because they hate their mothers. They have not overcome their mother's nature. All men and all women hate their mothers until they are born again of the Father. And so the guys are trying to find mother's love, and they think they
hmm
can get it through sex, and it's not going to happen that way.
Got it. So then, what advice would you give, for someone like me who's a young woman? Because I tried looking stuff up, for advice, and some say, like, you may be able to work through it with the guy, but then, or you can leave, but, if you leave, a lot of men this age, especially because I'm a young woman in my 20s, there's a lot of men that are my age that have those kinds of addictions. So even if I do leave, what's the chance I'll find someone else like that? Or how do I make sure I find somebody that is not addicted to that and lives a healthy lifestyle?
By not making it your business, you should never know about that. A man should never let a woman know about those kinds of things because women can't handle it and there's nothing they can do about it anyway. And so you shouldn't make that a part of your business at all.
Okay. So then what if my preference is I don't want men with those kinds of addictions?
But if you never ask, you would never know about it. So it wouldn't bother you if you didn't know about it.
But, okay. So, but do you think it's wrong to have that sort of addiction?
It's neither wrong or right. It's something that they have to overcome by overcoming the spirit of their mothers. When they forgive their mothers for recreating them in her image, then God will
hmm
forgive them, and He will cause them to overcome it. Because it's no different than using any kind of a drug. It's no different than using fentanyl or smoking pot or drinking or anything. It's just another form of trying to make yourself feel better.
Okay.
And so the men are trying to feel better. They're trying to overcome their conflict for what they have toward their mothers. And they're
hmm
using that in the same way a murderer uses weapons, or it's the same thing.
Got it. So,
Are you
so then
concerned about if you will find a husband or not?
no, I'm not concerned if I will find a husband or not. I don't know. I guess I recently found out, and I think after a really long time of pouring a lot of yourself into a relationship, and I know he has done the same, it makes me think, like whenever I have kids, I don't want my kids to have a dad who is addicted to that because, a lot of pedophiles are addicted to that stuff, and so
How did
I'm
you
thinking
find
long
out?
term. I found out because he basically admitted it to me.
And why did he admit it to you?
We were having a discussion about our relationship and our problems, and we both just started talking about what we felt we were lacking or just we were struggling with. And so I said my side and then he said his. And he's always had this big insecurity about me with other guys, which for the record, I have never had done anything inappropriate with him. It's just the fact that he's always accused me of these things that I've never done. And I'm not saying that to make myself feel better. It's just like I truly haven't. And then, I find out that all the things he accused me of, he has been doing.
And so you didn't know about that until he told you?
Yeah.
And when you didn't know about it, it wasn't even a concern for you?
I actually had my I don't know if you want to call it a gut feeling, but like I knew there was always something wrong. I was starting to feel more and more disconnected from him and like neglected.
Disconnected in what way?
Like just emotionally, like I feel like he wouldn't truly be there for me whenever I really needed him. I feel like I've always been there for him when he's needed me, and he's been through a lot of hard times, and I just started feeling more and more distant from him, from his side.
When you say are you saying he wasn't there for you emotionally?
Yes.
And why did you need him to be there for you emotionally?
It's not like I need him to be there for me all the time because I know how to solve my things, on my own. But it felt like if something were to happen to me and I needed a shoulder to cry on, I guess. Sometimes it'd be nice to, be able to have some comfort through my partner because that's what I've done for him this whole entire time.
And you were there for him emotionally?
Yes, I can truthfully say I was.
And did that help him by you being there emotionally?
I wouldn't say yes because I was pretty much the only person there for him. He had no friends, and I think his family, I guess I just dealt with them for too long to put in as much effort, I think.
And did it help him that you were there emotionally?
I think in the time being, I want to say yes. He seemed to like get better, and then I don't know, I guess not. Then I guess the answer would be no.
And so, knowing that that's a ridiculous idea, why would you continue to do that, and why would you want him to be there for you emotionally? Because it doesn't solve a problem at all. All it does is create another problem.
Okay, so then what would my next steps be?
It's to overcome your emotions, because emotions are evil, and you got them from your mother. You become just like her, and a man has no business trying to be there for a woman emotionally, or a woman shouldn't be there for a man emotionally, because it's just two devils, and it's all hell, and there's no peace in it, and it doesn't solve one problem. It just creates another problem.
Okay, then how should one be there for their partner then?
By not being there for them. Are you talking about?
What does that mean?
Are you talking about your boyfriend or a girlfriend?
No, boyfriend.
Oh, why you call your boyfriend a partner?
I called him a partner because I see a relationship as teamwork.
Don't call him a partner. That's a gay term. Call him my boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, but you got to stop trying to be there for him emotionally, because all you're doing is creating more problems. You're keeping him in hell. You're not his mama. He's supposed to overcome that. And in the meantime, you need to overcome your mother so that you don't be emotional either, because anyone that's emotional is a dangerous, evil person.
Okay.
Because the moment he doesn't be there for you, you're going to turn on him. I was there for you emotionally, and now you're not there for me emotionally, and you'll make him your enemy.
Okay.
You need to forgive your mother. She has recreated you in her image.
Oh, okay.
What do you think about that?
I didn't really think about it that way.
And now that I mentioned it, how does it sound to you?
Well, I can definitely see where you're coming from. It does make sense. I think the only thing that still leaves me wondering is, then what does a healthy relationship look like? Because then that just means then I don't know. Because I thought, even if it's not emotional, maybe you'd want to be there for your partner in some way. I thought you were supposed to be like each
Don't
other's
say
rock.
partner, say boyfriend.
Boyfriend. Sorry, I just view it as like teamwork. But like even in the Bible it says, to be there like a rock, like they stay with like strong foundation. So in what ways, like what does a healthy relationship look like then?
A rock is not an emotional thing.
Okay.
When you're not emotional, then you would be there as a rock because you would not need him and he would not need you. And there would be no fighting, no argument because you're not trying to get something from him and he's not trying to get anything from you because your help will come from God and his help will come from God and you will have a relationship that will last until death do you part. And the Bible doesn't call a relationship a foundation anyway.
Okay.
Have you noticed that? The Bible doesn't call a relationship a foundation.
No, I guess not.
You need to work on you because what you're trying to get from these guys, they don't have it. It only comes from God, and you got to forgive your mother. When you ask your father, why didn't he protect you from your mother, what did he say?
Wait, I'm sorry, can you say it again?
When you ask your father, why didn't he protect you from your mother, what did he say?
Well, I've never asked him that.
Why not?
Actually, I mean, I'm not sure. It never really occurred to me to ask him that.
Have you gone and forgiven your mother for recreating you in her image?
No, I haven't.
And why not?
Well, I didn't see it that way.
I understand. You need to stop looking for emotions from a man or anyone, not even yourself. Emotions are evil. An emotional person is an angry person. And so they feel good, and they call that good, and then they feel bad, and they call that bad, and then they feel good, and they call that good, and then they feel bad, and they call that bad. And after a while, they jump off a bridge because feeling good is evil as well. You want to be free. You want perfect peace. You don't want to feel good.
Yeah, totally. I agree.
So have you heard about the silent prayer yet, my silent prayer?
Yeah, I've actually come across it. I've tried it a couple of times.
And what happened?
Honestly, to be quite frank, I think I end up falling asleep.
Right.
So, like, I'll be mid-prayer, then I'll just fall asleep.
And the reason for that, because you've been so stressed out all your life trying to make life work, and all that stress is coming down on you because you're letting go. So it's fine to fall asleep, but just go to bed, go to sleep, and then do it every morning, every night. And eventually stress will not be a part of your life. It will be outside of you, but not inside of you. Do this silent prayer. Forgive your mother for what she's done to you once you see what she's done. And don't ask for forgiveness because she's not going to forgive. What do you mean? I took care of you. Your daddy was no good. I had you. I did this and I did that. And she does that to control you because she cannot admit she's wrong. But just say, hey, mother, I'm sorry for resenting you. I become like you. And then forgive your father for not protecting you from her. He couldn't deal with your mother because that is his mother. He married his mother.
Wow, okay. Yeah, that's crazy.
And so he couldn't protect you from her. And the guy you're dating is your mother because an emotional man is a woman. He's just like his mother. So you're dating your mother right now.
Oh, my gosh. That sounds terrible.
You're repeating the same cycle that your parents have repeated.
So then how do I break that cycle? What, by forgiving my mother? Is that what you said?
Forgiving your mother for recreating you in her image, and God will forgive you. And forgive your father for not protecting you from your mother. And God will return you to your father by by causing you not to be angry at him or your mother, and he would change your nature to his nature, and you'll be fine. Then if you do date, it'll be fine.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for listening to my call.
You're welcome, but you got to start working on you. You can't work on someone else. They have to work on themselves. You cannot change another person. And to keep him by being supportive of his emotions, you're encouraging him to be weak. And then when he's weak, you hate him for being weak.
Yeah, and so I actually think that's very spot on. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, I mean, I think the best thing to do then would be to just let go and, like you said, work on myself, right?
100%. There's nothing that an emotional man can do for you at all because he is a woman.
Mm.
You have a lesbian relationship. Lesbian!
Yeah. You're so right. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I didn't think about it that way. So, one last question.
That's why I want you to focus on you now. It's time for you to overcome the father state by returning to the Father. Salvation is about returning to the Father. And what you're looking for is a father's love. And these guys don't have it. All the thing they're going to do is get sex from you, and they'll become the boy, and you'll become the mama.
Yeah, that sounds disgusting. Well, I do have one last question, if that's okay.
Yes.
You can be totally blunt. So after the discovery, I tried not being too judgmental, so I was really appalled. And this man was so. I mean, he was like begging for forgiveness, which I'm sure is like the typical thing you hear. Like he wouldn't let me go. I mean, it was like for hours. I mean, he was even having anxiety watching me go, and he's like promising all this, but talk is cheap until your actions show that, right? Is there a possibility, and I'm just asking for curiosity, is there a possibility that one
Christmas
can stay and possibly work out, if he really is truthful about what he's saying?
Yeah, there is a possibility, but don't you judge him now that you know his weakness. He should not have told you his weakness because it's hard for women to forgive and forget. And he can totally let all that go. And unless you forgive him and not judge him, you're not going to let it go. Because the moment he doesn't do what you want him to do, the devil's going to tell you, oh, he's doing porn. That's why he died. And the devil will lie to you. But if you don't judge him and he starts to work on himself, absolutely, the relationship can work. But don't try to get better to make a relationship work. You get better because you want peace on earth. You want the kingdom of heaven on earth.
Right.
And the kingdom is inside of you. It's not outside.
Right. Yeah, that's very refreshing.
Yeah,
it's a refreshing perspective.
And forgive the young man. He couldn't help himself. He needs to overcome his mother. He has her nature, and he's looking for a mother's love through porn and sex and all that kind of stuff. He can't help it, so do not judge him. If you do, you'll be judged. You put up whatever you do to others, you're doing it to yourself.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's just really great that you're telling me all this because I would have not seen it that way.
Yeah, but now that you can see, it's God who is allowing you to see from within, and he's drawing you back unto him. So do the silent prayer where you see you do need to forgive your mother. Mother, I'm sorry for resenting you. And whatever she does, that's on her. Don't have any expectation. If she apologizes, fine. If she doesn't, fine. If she admits you wrong, fine. If she does the same thing with your father. Do the silent prayer and just work on you. And the light of the Father, the love of God, which is inside of you, will guide you in life.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. That feels really good to hear that.
So, but don't hold anything against this guy. He couldn't help himself either.
I understand. Yeah, no judgment.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure talking to you.
You too. Let me know how it goes, all right?
I will. Thank you.
All right. Oh, amazing.
Thank you.
Bye now.